Hello, this is Rogers Redding, National Coordinator of Football Officials. I want to welcome you to the 8th in our series of weekly game video reviews. We continue to have a really good season, and I want to keep that up this week. I want to make a comment about referee announcements. Whenever you have a dead ball foul at the end of a play, be sure to give the dead ball foul signal. Many times referees will say something like, after the play was over, and then announce the foul without giving the signal. But remember, you cannot count on being heard over the microphone in the press box and throughout the stadium. So be sure to give that dead ball signal. Now, you don't need to give it for false starts and things before the play, but when the play is over and you have a dead ball foul, be sure to give that signal as you're saying after the play was over or after the ball was dead or however you announce that. Especially this is the case when you have a live ball foul followed by a dead ball foul. Many times they'll be on opposite teams, and if one doesn't see the signals, then one might suppose that they should offset. And we know, of course, that live ball fouls followed by dead ball fouls, the penalties are enforced in the order of their occurrence, and so we need to make sure we make that distinction. Okay, let's get right to the plays. We should have had some flags down on this defensive pass interference, and we don't get a call. You can see that the receiver is about 8 yards deep, and no receiver goes deep. You can see from the end zone view that the back judge is backpedaling when the ball is snapped, and he keeps on running backwards, so he's a long way away from the play. Also, the deep wing should have had a good look at this. So we miss an obvious defensive pass interference on this pass. We get a good call for holding on this long touchdown run. You can see this toward the end of the play, and then we show it to you again on replay. This is out there in the open, but it's a very good call and obviously a critical call on the play because it allows the ball carrier to cross the goal line. So good job to get this holding foul on this long touchdown run.
Holding offense number 14. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's 1st and 10.
We see here at the end of this kickoff return a textbook example of an illegal blindside block, and we don't have a flag on the ground. You can see this on the replay as well as on the line feed. Watch number 36. He gets in chase mode, and just as the ball carrier is going out of bounds, he unloads on a kicking team player with an illegal blindside block. This is attack with forcible contact from the blind side, and this is a textbook example of an illegal blindside block. We've got to do a better job of looking around the play when the play is coming to an end, not focusing just on the ball carrier, but watching for other action as well. With this as a fairly new rule, I'm still getting questions about what is and is not an illegal blindside block. And here's an illegal one for sure. Attack with forcible contact from the blind side as written in Rule 9.1.18. This next play has an unusual feature to say the least. The receiving team on this kickoff has a player lie down in the end zone so that he's well behind the play and is camouflaged because the color of his jersey matches the color of the end zone. Then the receiver of the kick throws the ball back to him with a backward pass, and he streaks down the sideline for a long gain. Now, it's pretty clear what the receiving team is trying to do here. They're trying to hide this guy so that no one sees him. Now, there's nothing in the rules that specifically covers this exact play, but the officiating crew invokes Rule 9.2.3, where it talks about obviously unfair acts not covered elsewhere in the rules. So in other words, it was the judgment of the crew that this fell under the unfair acts provision of the rules, and so penalized the team for an unsportsmanlike conduct foul. This is correctly enforced as a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot and a re-kick from the 50-yard line because it is a foul on a receiving team during the kick. It's good that the crew got this because this is such a copycat business that I could imagine that other teams might try to emulate this in their own games.
During the kick, unsportsmanlike conduct, receiving team number 6 laying in the end zone. The 15-yard penalty is enforced at the previous spot with a re-kick from the 50-yard line.
This is very good work to get this illegal block in the back on this long run play from scrimmage. You can barely see this on the line feed, but then there's a good replay that shows this. Now, this is not hard contact, but it is a block in the back that frees the runner and allows him to get almost to the goal line. Again, it doesn't have to be a big-time block. This is contact. It is in the back. It clearly is at the point of attack. So good job to get this illegal block in the back.
Illegal block in the back. Number 11, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Here we have a false start for an illegal snap. You can see that the snapper sort of double clutches. He starts the snap, doesn't complete it, and we shut it down correctly for a false start. Now, referee, it would be helpful if you said false start, illegal snap, or false start, snap infraction. Because if you just say false start and people look at the replay, they may be watching for movement by a lineman, and not often will we see an illegal snap like this. So it's helpful in the announcement to clarify that this is a foul for an illegal snap. But good job to get this, as it can go by unnoticed. So good job to get this illegal snap.
False start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. First down.
We miss an illegal shift on this play. You can see that the back goes across the backfield as the tight end is settling in. And then about simultaneously with his stopping, the other back goes in motion, comes back across the backfield, and he's still moving when the ball is snapped. So we never have everybody set for 1 second. So we should have flags down for an illegal shift. Watch the snapper number 51 on this pass play. This is actually a run pass option play, and number 51 goes well down the field and is correctly flagged as an ineligible receiver downfield. So good job to get this. This is a nice example of why this is in the rule, because the defense is reading run on this RPO play, and the center going downfield indicates to the defense that this is going to be a running play when, of course, it turns out to be a pass. Also, I want to point out this is really good whistle control. This ball bounces off the receiver and into the hands of his teammate, who carries it across the goal line for an apparent touchdown. The touchdown is called back because of the foul. But as a matter of fact, this is really good whistle control not to blow this dead when it's bobbled by the initial receiver.
Kirk, and you're right.
Receiver downfield. Offense number 51. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
We get a very nice piece of dead ball officiating on this pass play. You can see this on the line feed, and we have a really nice replay for it. You can see that as the ball goes beyond the receiver, then the defender comes in late and just blasts him in the back. So good job to get this dead ball personal foul, and good job by the referee to make that dead ball personal foul signal. So good work overall to get this late hit against a pass receiver.
After the play, personal foul, defense number 3. At the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Here we have a pass interference foul by the defensive team in the end zone. You can see this pretty well on the line feed, and it shows up really well on the replay. Remember that the rule about pass interference is that there must be an obvious intent to impede, and we certainly have that here. You can see that he grabs the arm and has a fistful of jersey. So good job to get this defensive pass interference in the end zone.
Pass interference. Defense number 12 in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. It's first and goal.
We get a nice call for defensive pass interference on this long pass play. This is out in the open, pretty obvious to everybody, and those are the kinds we want to get, of course. You can see that the defender has the receiver locked up as he completes his route near the goal line. So good job, defensive pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense number 5. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
I want to commend the side judge for really good goal line mechanics on this play. As you can see, this is a very tight play at the pylon. And as the receiver grabs the ball and falls toward the pylon, the side judge is in great shape to see this. And then he follows the play right to the end to make sure that the receiver has control of the ball and completes the catch, and he comes up with the touchdown signal. This is great position, great patience, all around very good mechanics at the goal line by this side judge. Watch the left offensive tackle, number 78, on this pass play. We get a couple of good looks at this. He goes well down the field before the pass is thrown. So we get a good call for an ineligible receiver being downfield on a pass play. It's really good to be alert to this So good work by the calling official on this play.
Ineligible downfield, offense number 78, half the distance to the goal. First down.
This is a serious miss of offensive pass interference on this touchdown pass. You can clearly see that number 10 to the right side of the formation comes across and blocks down on the defender, actually takes 2 men out of the play, and then the other receiver cuts off that block and scores a touchdown. Now, this is very obvious as offensive pass interference, and we must get these calls, especially down here in the red zone, because this is a touchdown play, obviously a very important play in the game. You can see that the score is close, and so we just got to do a better job of getting these offensive pass interference fouls. Here we have offsetting fouls. We have offside by the defensive team, and then we have offensive pass interference by the receiver going down the left side of the formation. And we get a good look at both of these on the video. So good job to get both of these. Sometimes it is easy to relax if you have a foul. The first foul being the offside, it would be easy to lose concentration here. So good job by the deep officials to get this offensive pass interference. You can see that the receiver gives a good hard shove to the defender to create space to catch the pass. And that's a clear case of OPI. So good job to get both these offsetting fouls.
Pass interference, offense number 9. Offside, defense, number 18. The foul's offset. Replay, second down.